Please, relax now and feel the weight of your body as it settles into soft comfort. Let your breath soften, your heartbeat become quiet, and your mind drift as you listen to these little whispers of stone streets and midnight pause. Our story today begins atop a narrow, candlelit street in medieval Bruges. Set sail in the hush of midnight. Opening and induction. Feel a gentle breeze around the candle shops. Timber frame eaves. Imagine the faint scent of melting beeswax, warm and golden. With each inhale, drawing calm. With each exhale, release tension. Picture your shoulders ebbing down, like stone blocks settling into place. Slowly become aware of your toes, your ankles, your calves, each muscle softening, as if a cat's paw brushed against your ankle in a silent, loving greeting. Visual deepening and fractionation. Envision a narrow stair leading upward to a small wood-beamed attic room. Each step you imagine yourself taking down counts gently. 4. Deeper. 3. Until you arrive at a threshold where soft paws pad across aged oak boards. You see cats stuck above the candle shop, their eyes glowing with quiet purpose, patrolling ancient parchment scrolls laid gently across wooden tables. Feel the hush of their soft pads. Velvet movement, tiny claws retracting, a flick of a tail painting dreams into the quiet. The cats are guardians, just as medieval cities once employed them to guard precious manuscripts and grain. Their presence is steady, protective. Imagine the cats winding around lantern light, their fur halos glowing beneath their paws. Aged scripts rest safe and sound. Each movement is slow and deliberate. Each breath you take, echoing their tranquil rhythm. You drift deeper as you watch their silent vigil, soothed by the gentle crackle of a nearby hearth, the distant hush of night outside ancient leaded windows. Now, as you settle more deeply, your breath becomes quieter, more peaceful, like the delicate rustle of silk curtains drawn closed for the evening in some forgotten corner of Bruges. Let your thoughts float like candle smoke, spiraling slowly upward through the wooden beams of the old shop below, and higher still, to the attic, where our story waits. Our story sets sail now, truly, as the clock tower in Bruges strikes midnight. One deep, resonant chime, just one. That's all it takes to summon them cats. 5 of them tonight, silent as smoke and warm as fresh baked bread. They come in through the broken panel beneath the roof. Their fur is soot black, slate gray, marmalade, and one as white as moonlight on snow. Each one knows exactly where to go, curling along rafters and hopping softly from shelf to shelf. They are not pets, though they are gentle. They are not wild, though their ancestors roamed the moors and chased field mice. Between monastery walls, they are, rather, keepers. And this attic, this softly lit, paper-scented attic, above the candle shop, is their domain. The scrolls here are ancient, some newer. Yes, but others are older than memory. Some are tied with ribbon and sealed with wax. Others are left open to the air, as if they want to be read, even in sleep. There are scribbles in Latin and Old Dutch, symbols traced in ochre and ink that has faded to brown, and the cats move between them as reverently as monks through a cloister. Now, pause for a moment. Imagine the feel of that space, the warmth of beeswax, candles casting long shadows across a low ceiling, the faint scent of leather bindings, ink, and wool, the slow shift of air as a cat pads past your ear, its tail brushing your cheek ever so gently. You are resting now, near the hearth, curled in a small chair, with a woolen shawl over your shoulders. The wind sighs softly outside, making the window panes tremble in their lead casings. But inside, everything is still, everything is safe. And so, our tale continues. One of the cats in, old gray with ears notched from long-forgotten battles, jumps down onto the writing desk. His paws are careful not to smudge the scrolls. He curls beside a manuscript, so ancient, even the ink has begun to vanish. It is a prayer, maybe, or a recipe for calming teas, or perhaps the dreams of a wandering monk. pressed between pages for This cat, they say, has watched over scrolls like this for nearly a decade. No one knows his name, but the candlemaker below calls him Shadu, which means Shadu. Tonight, Shadu has company. The white wanda, young cat, the quiet one, settles near the wall of stacked parchments. She listens, ears flicking faintly at every creak in the rafters. Cats like her were once called ink watchers by medieval scribes, trained not to walk across wet pages, but instead to sleep beside them, guarding with their presence and Even the monks at the abbeys, it is said, would stroke a cat's head and whisper secrets to them, knowing the cat would never tell a soul. You breathe slowly now, your chest rising and falling like the gentle flicker of a candle's flame. You can feel the story wrap around you like a warm woolen blanket. Let your mind wander further into this gentle, ancient world. Down below, in the candle shop itself, the last embers glow in the hearth. The candle maker has long since gone to sleep in the small back room. But earlier that day, he had rolled new wax sheets and set them to rest. The scent of honey and rosemary still lingers in the air, and in this mingling of scrolls and wax, of ink and flame, the cats find their comfort. One ginger-striped and sleek leaps softly onto a windowsill. He watches the moon, then settles with a sigh. Cats, like humans, have watched the moon for centuries. Some say they see things we cannot, patterns in shadow, truths behind light. There is an old tale from this part of Flanders, that if a cat watches the moon 3 nights in a row, it learns the name of a forgotten saint. No one knows what happens then. But the cats never tell. You're drifting now, perhaps halfway between waking and sleep. Eyes soft, breath deeper. Let that ginger cat's calm be your own. Let the hush of this parchment attic hold you as gently as straw holds an egg. Let the soft pads of paws lull your thoughts into stillness. And now, imagine the scrolls themselves. Some contain stories, fairy tales, herb lore, the record of a knight's final oath, a letter from a mother to her son, dated 1357, never sent. All of them sleep now, curled safely beneath the watchful eyes of the cats. Not a mouse, not a moth, not a speck of mold dares come near. In the golden hush of the attic, everything breathes in unison. The candles, the cats, the scrolls, the quiet night. You feel it too, don't you? That hush, like a warm quilt pulled up beneath the chin of the world. Outside, Bruges sleeps beneath a quilt of its own low roofs, glazed with dew. Narrow lanes, wrapped in silence. The canal surface is still, save for a drifting feather or two, caught in slow circles by the current. But up here, tucked above the candle shop, life stirs gently. A black cataloguant as ink spilled across parchment presses its paw to a narrow drawer beneath the desk. The drawer slides open with a soft wooden sigh. Inside, tucked among ribbons and dried violets, are the shopkeeper's most precious scrolls, poems, copied by hand, letters from candlemakers, long gone. One page, stained with wax and time, bears a single line, by flame's breath. We light the dark. The cat sits beside it, tail curled, purring low. That gentle, rhythmic sound, like a lullaby spun from velvet. Let that sound echo in your imagination now. Vibrations soft and steady, like waves lapping against a wooden boat. That purring, you may not realize, has been used for centuries to soothe not just other cats, but people, too. Some healers in the Middle Ages believed a cat espa could realign the body as human, that the sound helped bones knit and minds grow quiet. Even now, researchers speak of its calming frequency somewhere between 25 and 150 hertz. Right where calm lives, right where you are now. Breathe in deeply, hold and exhale like a sigh of candle smoke through keyholes and rafters. Now, let's drift further into the story. The white cat, youngest of the 5, leaps from the windowsill to the floor. Her paws make no sound. She walks like mist, curling past the old gray cat, Shadow, and flicking her tail over his back. She approaches a stack of scrolls, tied in blue silk. These are special. They are called whisper scrolls by the candle maker below. He says they contain dreams written down by scribes who woke from strange visions and captured them before morning chased them away. The cats always gather near these. The ginger one circles the stack. The black cat sits like a statue. Shadu closes his eyes. The white one begins to purr, so softly you could mistake it for the wind, and then something curious happens. The top scroll unties itself. No hands, no claws, just a soft pull. As if the parchment had waited for just this moment, it unfurls slightly. On it, drawn in faded ink and illuminated with gold dust, is an illustration. A cat, curled in a crescent moon, and beneath it, words. The guardians of ink and grain shall keep the dark away. You're breathing slower now, aren't you? Let yourself feel the texture of the parchment, cool and dry beneath your fingers. The weight of the cat's gaze steady, ancient, unblinking. You are part of their world now. You are safe here. Let the story continue. From somewhere deep in the walls, an owl calls once. The cats do not startle. They are used to owls, used to midnight visitors, used to the long breathing of time. You imagine the attic, with its wooden beams and sloping roof, stretching out around you like the inside of a music box. Every corner holds a whisper. Every page holds a memory. The candlelight flickers, but never fades. The cat shifts, one by one. They begin to lie down, curling into soft balls of warmth and silence. The white cat curls atop the whisper scroll. The black cat beneath the window. The ginger cat beside a bowl of dried lavender buds. And the fifth and old tabby, with one eye rests upon a worn book titled On the Making of Light. And still, the attic holds its hush. In medieval Bruges, cats were more than companions. They were protectors of grain from rats, of sacred books from vermin, of dreams from being lost. In some abbeys, cats were even given wages paid in food and comfort. Scribes often drew them into the margins of manuscripts, chasing mice, curling beside candles, watching stars. Sometimes, a small paw print smudged the page. Not a mistake, but a signature, a reminder. A cat was here. Tonight, 5 of them are here, and so are you. Drifting in their quiet rhythm, let your mind drift like a scroll, gently unrolling in soft candlelight, like a paw pressed gently on your chest, steady and warm. You may be wondering what the scrolls say. Some are recipes, some are letters, some are poems so old that only the cats can read them now. And one is said to tell the tale of a dreamer who visited this very attic one midnight and fell asleep among the scrolls. They dreamt of walking beside the cats, paws silent, tail flicking, and when they woke, they swore they'd become one. Their name, long forgotten, but sometimes, when the wind howls just right through the shutter gaps, the cats pause. They lift their heads, and they listen, as if remembering, as if waiting, as if welcoming. The wind outside softens, curling along the roof tiles, brushing like fingers through thatch. It hums faintly, a lullaby only the cats and old trees seem to understand. You can almost hear it now, can't you? A sound like long-forgotten voices, gentle, slow, wrapping around the attic, eaves like ivy. Inside, time flows like honey. A single drop of wax falls from a half-burnt candle and lands with the softest tap against a brass saucer. Tink, the sound echoes gently, not sharp but silken, like the end of a thought or the blink of an eye. A quiet warmth, spreading through your arms, down to your fingers, pooling at your feet. And the cats, they barely stir. You are beginning to feel that same stillness now, that same calm. Let it bloom inside your chest. In this attic, you are not a visitor. You are part of the night's breath. His back rises and falls, like the hills outside the city, shrouded in midnight mist. Shadu, the gray cat, lifts his head for a moment and blinks at you slowly. A cat's blink is not just a blink. It's a kiss, a sign of trust, of welcome. You return. Its eyes soft, lids heavy. He stretches once, long and slow, before curling back into his place. And now, let me tell you a secret. The candle maker never speaks aloud. Every fortnight, under the waning moon, he brings a scroll wrapped in red cloth to the attic. He lays it beneath the beam where moonlight lands. For only a few minutes, each in a hand, the scroll stays, and sometime before morning, the cats gather around it. Some say they read it, others say they're writing it with claws that don't leave scratches but secrets only visible by firelight. No one knows what's written on it now. Perhaps the dreams of those who sleep near, perhaps a memory passed from cat to cat across centuries. Tonight, that red scroll rests quietly at the center of the attic, an echo that feels like someone you love breathing beside you. The moon finds it, just barely a single silver blade of light touching its edge. And with that light, the room changes, not loudly, not suddenly, but subtly. A hush deeper than hush, a warmth richer than fire. The white cat rises and steps toward the scroll. She walks across beams, over rugs, between piles of books, until she curls herself gently around it. Her tail sways once, then stillness. Let your breath match hers. Slow in and slow out. You may feel your arms growing heavier now, as if wrapped in a woolen cloak. Let them be heavy. Let them rest. You are being carried gently now through time, through memory, through warmth. The candlemaker below stirs slightly in his bed. He dreams of fire, of beeswax poured into brass molds, of a voice once lost to time, calling his name from a page. The cats hear it too, because you see, in medieval Bruges, the line between waking and dreaming was thinner than parchment. They called it the veil of hush, a moment, usually just before dawn, when the world listened instead of spoke, when the air shimmered softly, when stories were not told, but remembered. And here in this attic, beneath this very veil, a scroll begins to unroll on its own. Not loudly, but like the slow opening of a night-blooming flower. And across its surface, faint shapes begin to shimmer, not ink, but memory. The shape of a child sitting cross-legged on the floor, listening to a grandmother read aloud from a book no longer found in any library. The scent of time tucked into someone's sleeve for luck. A soft blanket with a patch that smelled like sunlight. The sound of a cat's purr beside a sick bed. The scroll holds not words, but feelings. And the cats guard those feelings as if they were treasures more precious than silver. You feel your own memories rise like gentle bubbles. Moments you haven't thought of in years. A window open on a summer evening. A cup of warm milk held in both hands. Let 'em rise. Let 'em go. You are held here, safe in the paws of the midnight guild. Safe in the breath of the parchment keepers. Safe in the story that wraps around you like quiet. The ginger cat stirs and yawns, tongue curling down. He rolls onto his side, one paw stretching toward a torn corner of vellum. There's a paw print there, ink-stamped, perhaps centuries ago. Someone once wrote beneath it, in fine, scratchy pen, "Scripsit Felis." Let no one correct her. The cat wrote it. Let no one dare correct her, and no one ever has. Your eyes may be fluttering now. It's all right. The story doesn't need to end. Because it's not a story with a conclusion or a final page. It is a dream you can return to. Anytime you hear the rustle of old paper, or the low, steady purr of a nearby cat, or the soft hiss of a candle just before it goes out. And tonight, in this attic tucked above the candle shop in Bruges, 5 cats continue their watch. The candles burn lower, the scrolls breathe slow, and you drift like a parchment feather on the slow, sweet wind. The world outside remains quiet, wrapped in a velvet hush. A church bell somewhere tolls once, just once, far in the distance. You feel its low vibration roll through the cobbled lanes, through the tiled roofs, and into the beams of this attic, where the cats do not stir. But listen, the silver moon has shifted slightly now. Its pale light no longer touches the red scroll. It falls instead onto a small wooden shelf in the corner, where a curled-up, cat-shaped figurine rests among bundled letters. The figurine is carved from ashwood, its edges worn smooth by years of gentle handling. The candlemaker once said, "It was found beneath the floorboards, wrapped in silken twine, with a single word carved into its base, to keep, or more deeply, to protect." And perhaps that is what these cats are. Not just guardians of scrolls, or candles, or crumbs, but protectors of the softest things. Dreams. Memories. You. Tonight, the attic is a cradle. You may feel yourself swaying gently now, as if floating in the space between breath and silence. Let that sensation lull you. You are not alone. You are part of this story now folded between pages, wrapped like a letter never sent, but always kept. Breathe softly with me now. In and out. The attic sighs. The walls hold centuries of whispers, pressed into their grain. And there's another sound now. Not startling, but tender. A faint scratching, like quill on parchment. But no one is writing. Or are they? Look closer, and you'll see the red scroll again. Not unrolling this time, but being added to, as if invisible hands or paws are writing upon its surface. The cats do not move, yet something is being written all the same. A slow, curling script that glows for only a moment before fading to pale ink. You can't read the words, not fully, but you understand them. Not in your head, but somewhere quieter. They say things like, "She'll listen to the wind. He remembered the taste of rosemary. They dreamed of candlelight and woke still warm." These are not stories as we know them. They are soft echoes of lives long past. Echoes the cats remember, even when everyone else has forgotten. The ginger one stirs and walks toward the hearth. His paws make no sound. He stops beside a basket filled with cloth scraps and curls inside. The scent of lavender rises gently into the air. Lavender, once sewn into the pillows of medieval sleepers to keep dreams sweet and spirits away. Let that scent drift around you, now cool, calming. Imagine it weaving through your hair like silk threads, settling in your breath, guiding you deeper into comfort. Outside, a cloud passes over the moon. The room dims slightly. The candle flames dance, and for a moment, all the cats open their eyes at once. 5 pairs of eyes. Amber, green, blue, golden slits glowing in the dark. They see everything, and they see you. But there's no fear in their gaze. Only welcome. Only warmth. You are known here. Even if you've never been to Bruges. Even if you've never stepped foot in a candle shop or curled inside an attic with scrolls at your feet. You are known because you have dreamed. And that's what they remember. Let the weight of your head deepen. Let your hands go soft. Let your heart beat slow like the last page of a long book, turning gently in the wind. Let yourself settle again now. There is one more scroll, tucked far back under the eaves, wrapped in blue velvet. It's older than the others. Perhaps older than the cats. Once every season, Shadoo touches it with his paw. Just once, then returns to his place. No one knows what it contains. Not even the candlemaker has unwrapped it. Some say it holds a single sentence. Sleep is the gate through which all stories pass. And tonight, with each breath you take, you move closer to that gate. It isn't a door you must open. There is no key, no spell, only this. The soft sound of a paw pressing against wood. The quiet purr of fur against paper. The flickering hush of candlelight warming old words. Let the cats keep watch, as they have done for centuries. And the steady rhythm of your breath, rising and falling, with the rhythm of cats at rest. Let yourself go now. Not away, but within. Let the attic cradle you. Let the scrolls whisper around you. You do not need to dream tonight. The story dreams for you. The attic, high above the quiet streets of Bruges, holds steady in the night's embrace. Outside, the rooftops glisten under faint silver mist. The bells are silent again. The world beneath slumbers deeply. And here, above the candle shop, Beneath old beams, warmed by the soft glow of beeswax light, the cats remain at rest. You may feel your own thoughts drifting now, like soft feathers settling through the air. No effort, no weight, just drifting. The red scroll lies quiet again, its glowing words now fully faded into memory. But the warmth of them lingers, and perhaps you notice something else now. Something gentle, subtle, like a hidden thread pulling through the weave of a tapestry. The air here feels different, not just warm from candlelight or scented with lavender and wax, but thick with the quiet presence of stories. Not loud, not rushing, but calm, steady, ever present, almost as if every breath you take draws in a little more of their softness, a little more of their age-old comfort. Let your lungs fill slowly now, deeply, drawing in the scent of parchment, of wool, of fur warmed by the fire. And as you exhale, feel your chest relax, sinking just a little deeper. Each breath carries you further into the folds of this gentle, forgotten world. The white cat stirs again, her ears twitch, responding to some sound far beyond hearing. She rises and pads toward a narrow alcove at the far end of the attic, a place barely lit, where shadows pool like water. There, tucked behind a woven curtain, sits a wooden chest. It has no lock. It needs none. Only those invited by the cats know how to lift its lid. Tonight, the white cat reaches it with ease. A paw brushes the edge, and the chest opens slowly, silently. Inside are small, worn things. A silver thimble, polished by many hands. A strand of blue beads, their surface dulled by time. A child's wooden spinning top, carved with tiny stars. And beneath them all, a folded square of linen. The cat noses it gently aside to reveal what lies hidden there. A page, not a scroll, not tied, not sealed, just a loose, yellowed page. As she touches it with her paw, the room grows quieter still, if that's even possible. And something very old begins to stir. You may feel it too, that hum in the air, faint but steady, like the softest purr deep inside your own chest. The page begins to glow, only faintly, a soft, silvery sheen, like moonlight dancing on river water. And across its surface, words emerge not in ink, but in threads of light. They weave themselves slowly, patiently, as if being embroidered by invisible hands. And the words say this: to those who find this attic, know that the keepers watch. And remember, know that you are welcome here. Know that you are safe. And when you are ready to sleep, let this story wrap around you. Let it carry you gently. Let it keep you warm. The cats do not move. They've seen this before. They've waited for it. Because every now and then, just every so often, a visitor finds their way here. Not always with feet upon the stairs. Sometimes with their thoughts. Sometimes in their dreams. Sometimes just like this, by listening. And when that happens, the page glows and the attic becomes something more. Tonight, you are that visitor. You've been here all along, though perhaps you didn't realize it at first. But now, you know, this story was always meant for you. The cats knew it from the start. Shadoo lifts his head once more, eyes meeting yours. His gaze is soft-tensioned, steady, full of peace. And in his eyes, you see every cat that ever curled in the lap of a poet. Every cat that ever kept watch in a monastery. Every cat that ever warmed the foot of a bed in a stone cottage while the snow fell outside. You are part of that memory now, part of that warmth, that part of this hush. And so the attic grows even softer, the light dimmer, the breath slower. You are safe here. You are welcome here. You are kept. Let yourself drift now, fully, like the slow unfurling of a sail on calm waters, like the falling of a petal onto still water. The cats will keep their watch. The story will keep unfolding, gently, endlessly, like a dream that waits patiently for you to return, again and again. In the final words on that glowing page, whisper to you now, sleep well, little dreamer, you are home. Outside, the skies of Bruges have faded to indigo. Not quite night, not yet morning. That deep, in-between blue that hums with hidden lullabies. You know that hue. You've seen it from a window, just before drifting to sleep. You've felt it wrapped around rooftops and trees, like velvet hush, inside the attic. The 5 cats sleep again, each one now curled in a perfect circle, noses tucked beneath their tails, the way cats have done for thousands of years, folding into themselves, like moons, silent and whole. Their breathing syncs with yours now, even dot soft, dot rhythmic. Let your own breath join that rhythm. Inhale and exhale, like waves brushing the shore of some far medieval coast. A breeze flows through a gap in the roof, slats cool and fragrant, carrying scents from the world below. The peat smoke from a chimney 3 doors down, the faint sweetness of apples in a cellar, the dry parchment smell of sun-warmed scrolls. You breathe it in. With it comes the hush of distant footsteps on cobblestones, a dog's sigh in its sleep, the hum of a moth's wings. Nothing stirs the cats. They have known this world far longer than it has known itself. And tonight, you're part of that knowing. You belong now to this circle of warmth, of whiskers and wax, of scrolls and silence. The candlelight flickers and casts shadows across the wall, soft shapes, like feathers, like stories rising on steam. And then, from the far corner of the attic, a sound, not a creak, not a breeze, but something deeper, a chime, not from the bell tower. This chime is internal, inside you. It's the chime of calm, the sound your own spirit makes when it feels safe, when it settles. Listen to it, that quiet resonance, like crystal struck gently in moonlight. It means you've arrived, not at a place, but at a feeling. This attic isn't just a room above a candle shop in Bruges. It is a place within you, a hidden loft, tucked high above worry, a space where memories wait patiently, like cats curled in quiet corners, a place where nothing must be fixed, or solved, or hurried, only felt, only remembered, only loved. Let yourself walk through it now, not with your feet, but with your thought. Imagine your hand brushing over an old wooden beam. It's warm from the day's sun, still holding heat like a secret. Tiny grooves tell stories of who built it, who leaned against it, who whispered near it. Even the old rugs, even the empty candle jar, even the books missing their covers. You pass one now, lying open on a low table. No title, no author, only pages filled with watercolored images of cats sleeping beside poets, curled beneath tables at great feasts, watching quietly as a scribe dipped quill into ink. You smile, because they're the same cats, not the very same, no, but echoes of them, reflections in storylight. And your fingers brush the page, leaving no mark, only warmth. That's all these pages ask of you. To be present, to breathe with them, to rest. You move again through the attic, slower now, your thoughts quieter, almost weightless. There's a small window to your left, arched and narrow, lined with tiny panes of wavy glass. You lean close. Outside, the city breathes beneath you. The rooftops are still. A candle flickers in a faraway window. The canal reflects a ripple of starlight, and on the windowsill inside, the white cat is beside you again, watching too. She blinks once, slowly, and then leans her head gently against your shoulder. The weight is almost nothing, but the feeling, it is peace, complete, unspoken, pure. You don't have to say anything. You never did. In this attic, silence is a language. The cats understand it best, and you're learning it now, breath by breath. So rest here, with your eyes closed, or with your body light or heavy, with your thoughts fluttering or still. All states are welcome here, because this attic is outside of time. It exists only in the space where stories rest before becoming dreams. And tonight, you are not just a listener of the story. You are part of its pages. The cats have made space for you in their circle, and all you need to do is rest. The night outside continues, slow as syrup, dark as velvet. Each star, far above the gabled roofs of Bruges, hangs like a thread of silver embroidery stitched into the sky. And inside the attic, the cats are still but not asleep. Not fully. They rest with their eyes half closed, in that curious, ancient feline state of being half here and half elsewhere. They are guardians not only of ink and parchment, but of thresholds. Thresholds between waking and sleeping, between memory and story, between the real and the dreamt. Let yourself rest in that threshold now. Let the feeling of almost sleep spread like warmth from the soles of your feet, slowly upward. Let your jaw unclench. Don't let your hands let your chest rise and fall, calm and slow, like a lullaby hummed by the night itself. In the farthest corner of the attic, there's a trunk few have ever seen opened. It's bound in dark leather, with iron hinges that glint softly in the candlelight. Tonight, for reasons only, the cats understand. The trunk is open. Inside are things not made of parchment or ink. Inside are fragments of dreams. Not the big, loud ones, but the soft, lost ones. A dried leaf pressed in a folded note that was never sent. A child's drawing of a lion, with the word protect misspelled beneath it. A cork from a celebration that no one remembered taking home. A button sewn into the hem of a coat that was given away long ago. The white cat sits beside the trunk. Her ears are tilted, as if listening. Perhaps she's hearing the soft murmur of the dreams these items once came from. And in the silence that follows, so do you. A flutter, a thought, a memory that isn't quite yours, and yet feels like it could be. That is the magic of this place. Here, you are allowed to hold what never quite reached your waking hands. You're allowed to remember what never happened, to feel what was never said aloud, to rest with the parts of yourself you forgot to carry through the day. The cats know this well. That's why they're here, not to chase mice. Not tonight. Tonight, they chase quiet. They gather it like wool, spinning it into softness around your limbs and chest and brow. Each breath you take wraps you tighter in that quiet, like a shawl, like the flicker of a flame, like the echo of a purr against your spine. Shadow moves just slightly. He rises with a grace that belies his age and crosses the attic toward the hearth. There, beside the dying fire, he sits and watches the coals. You might imagine what he sees there. Not just embers, but shapes, faces, tailies. The faint shimmer of a castle far away, or the silhouette of a bard walking a forest path. Because fire, to cats, is more than warmth. It's a storyteller. And Shadow is listening now, not with his ears, but with his wit. He turns his head to glance at you slowly, saying, "You're still here," saying, "We've saved a space for you," saying, "Sleep now. All is well." Let your breath join his, just for a moment. Inhale and exhale. Let your chest soften. Let your thoughts move like lanterns on a stream drifting gently past, not needing to stay. You are not being asked to remember anything, buy, or solve anything, or do anything at all. You are simply being asked to be, and that is enough. The ginger cat, still curled in the basket of cloth, stretches out a paw in his sleep and knocks over a spool of thread. It rolls across the floorboards with a soft, wooden rattle, unwinding as it goes. The white thread snakes between scrolls and legs of tables, winding a quiet path across the attic, and you watch it go. It seems random at first, but then you notice. The thread is tracing a path connecting scroll to scroll, candle to candle, cat to cat, as if reminding you that all things are held together by something unseen. Something gentle. Something like this moment. You're part of the thread too now. Part of the hush, part of the warmth, part of the story. And slowly, your eyelids grow heavier, each blink longer, each breath deeper. The attic fades just slightly at the edges, not away, but inward like the last soft blur before a dream begins. And the cats, they remain. They always remain. Like the low flame. Like the ink on ancient vellum. Like the comfort of a story you've heard 100 times, but never tire of. You're almost there now. Almost asleep. Almost part of the attic forever. And the last thing you hear, before everything becomes soft and dark and safe, is the sound of 5 cats. Breathing. With you. Sleep floats near now, like a cat settling beside your heart. But not yet, not fully. There is still a little more warmth to pour into this cup of quiet. Let it soothe you. Let it steep. The attic has grown dimmer still. Only 2 candles remain lit, now one by the window, its wax pooled wide and golden, and one near the low bookshelf, where the black cat lies, stretched like ink spilled across velvet. The candle's light catches the edge of a silver coin resting beneath his paw. It is old, very old, stamped with a face no longer known, a monarch whose name is spoken now only in hushed tales and monkish texts. Coins like this once paid scribes to copy stories, word for word, line by line, hour by hour, in candlelight, and sometimes they paid the cat to, not in coin, but in bread crusts. Warmth, affection, for even the quietest monasteries kept a cat or two curled on their scriptorium windowsills, guardians of parchment, of patience, of peace. The coin glints once more before the black cat tucks it deeper beneath his chest. He's still watching, not you directly, but something in you. The part of you that listens when all else is silent. The part that remembers how to rest. Do you feel it now? That strange, beautiful calm that wraps around you like mist. Soft, full, and quiet. There's no pressure to fall asleep, not here. Sleep will come when it's ready, like a cat. When the moment is just right, when your heartbeat has slowed, when the thoughts have softened to whispers. But for now, the story simply continues to hold you. Let's wander again just gently. Across the attic floor, your steps are weightless. You follow the path of the threads, the one unwound by the ginger cat earlier. It winds through a trail of scrolls, past a velvet-trapped chest, toward a corner you hadn't noticed before. There's a ladder there, short, wooden, with steps worn smooth by many paws and the rare foot. You climb slowly. There's no rush up into a tiny loft above the attic itself. A second story, a quiet pocket hidden even deeper. Here, you find a window, round, like the eye of a ship, and through it, a view of Bruges, the way it once was. Cobblestone streets before the gas flaps, carts drawn by horses with clinking bridles, women in wool cloaks walking beneath stone arches, children chasing dogs near the canal bridge, smoke curling from bakery chimneys, a market square with stalls of chestnuts, cloth, dried herbs, and candles. Candles everywhere, made with hands like the ones that still work below. And in one corner of that bustling square, you see it, the candle shop. This very place, but younger, new, and sitting on its ledge, then as now. A cat, black dot, still watching. The vision flickers like memory, not quite solid, but deeply real. You sit by the round window for a moment, watching, breathing, letting the images wash over you like warm water. Then the loft wraps you again in its hush. There's a pile of wool blankets in the corner, soft with age. You curl into them now. Let yourself sink into their fold. Let your body release any last trace of tension, like a scroll being set aside at the end of a long reading. And from the attic below, the sounds drift upward. The creak of wood as one cat shifts, the rustle of paper as a breeze sighs through the rafters. A low, rolling purr that vibrates through the floor and into your bones. It hums like a lullaby, but older, like something the earth sang before it had words. And then silence. Not empty, not quiet, but full. Full of the story still unfolding, the scroll still being written. The page that tonight, perhaps, holds your name in a language only the cats can read. Breathe one more time, in and out, and feel yourself falling, but not down, falling inward, into the gentlest sleep, the softest night, the most peaceful hush. You are in the attic still. You always will be. And the cats are here, watching, guarding, purring. Their breath is your breath, their stillness, your rest. And as sleep finally finds you, the candlelight dims, the scrolls sigh once, and the last cat to close her eyes is the white one, curled near your dreams. Sleep may already have one hand upon your shoulder. That's all right. This part of the tale is meant to be half heard. Not every word needs to be remembered. Not every image must stay. It is enough to feel it. In the attic loft above the candle shop in Bruges, all is as it should be. The scrolls rest in their bundles. The candles have pooled into golden discs of wax, and 5 cats now sleep fully, curled in corners and cushions, draped over old books, noses twitching in dreams. Even Shadu, the eldest, whose eyes never close without purpose, has surrendered. His breath is a whisper, a soft rise, a softer fall, and from the ceiling beams, one final presence stirs. A moth, small, pale. It floats through the still air like a memory that has forgotten where it came from. It circles once, twice, then lands soft as dust in the red scroll. It stays there, as if reading, or remembering. Some in the old days believed moths were dream messengers, that when they visited you in the night, they carried the words of sleeping ancestors, or gathered pieces of your own dreams to keep them safe. Tonight, you may choose to believe that too. Let it rest inside your thoughts. No need to hold it tightly. Just let it be there, like moonlight on your pillow. In the far corner of the attic, the velvet-trapped trunk has closed itself. The artifacts within the dried leaf, the child's drawing, the silver button have, all whispered their stories into the hush. They will wait another 100 nights before stirring again, because some stories are meant only for the quietest listeners. And tonight, you were one of them. Can you feel that now? The special kind of stillness that comes after. After the tale, after the light, after the world has exhaled. It isn't emptiness, it's fullness made calm. You rest in it now. No movement needed, no decision, just warm. Just this. Your body soft and still. Your thoughts slow and loose. Your breaths gentle as paper turning beneath a fingertip. In the loft, where you now lie wrapped in wool and shadow, the view through the round window has dimmed. Even the stars have softened their glow. Only one remains visible, a faint one, and it flickers, not like a star, but like a candle, like a signal. Perhaps it is your dream, lighting its lantern for you to follow. And when you do, the cats will still be here, waiting. They always are. Because the attic above the candle shop is more than a place in Bruges. It is a room that exists only where silence is sacred, where breath slows, where cats speak without sound, where scrolls contain not just words, but peace, and where you are always welcome. You feel it now, don't you? The deep pull inward, the final soft fold of waking thought. There's no need to resist. There never was. Your place here is already set. The story has made room for you in its quiet pages. Let it close around you now, like the final note of a lullaby. Let sleep carry you the rest of the way. And if you find yourself dreaming, perhaps you'll see the attic again, or the scroll, or the white cat watching over you, or the flame that never flickers too far. And you'll remember, you are part of something old and kind, and you are kept. Now rest. Rest, little listener. The story will continue without you. Until you return again, the cats will wait. The candle will glow, and the hush will hold, always. The candlelight is nearly gone now. The flames are just wicks red, glowing low, their flickers too tired to dance. Wax has formed delicate rings around the saucers, cooled and cracked like quiet smiles. One final breath curls from the hearth, and the cats sleep deeper than ever. In the loft, wrapped in warm wool and hushed, you are more still than even they. Your limbs are no longer yours, they are the floorboards, the cushions, the folds of an old book. Your breath is the attic's breath, slow, even endless. If any thoughts remain, they are soft, rounded ones, like marbles polished by time. Perhaps you feel yourself floating now, perhaps not moving at all. Either is perfect. You are in the story's final cradle, and it is here, in this moment, that the white cat opens her eyes once more. She stretches, graceful, silent. She walks across the loft floor, placing each paw with such care you hardly feel her passing. And then, she curls at your side, not as a guard, not as a guide, but as a friend. And you may feel, for just the briefest flicker of time, a warm weight beside your ribs, a heartbeat near your own, a whisper that doesn't come from lips, but from silence itself. You are held, it says. You are remembered. You may rest now. Outside Bruges lies in stillness. The moon has moved behind clouds. The stars blink slowly behind haze. The canals sleep under glassy reflections. And inside this small room, above the world, there is no more need for movement, no more need for story. Only sleep, long, quiet, full. But before the last flicker fades, before the hush becomes complete, the red scroll shifts one final time. It unrolls half an inch. A shimmer crosses its surface like breath on glass. And new words write themselves slowly in glowing script. The listener has found their rest. The keeper may now close the page. Let dreams hold what the waking world cannot. And then, the scroll curls closed. The final candle sighs into darkness. The cats breathe in unison. The attic folds into stillness. And you sleep deep, true, safe, held in candlelight, kept by cats, carried on parchment winds, where nothing must be done, where nothing is wrong, where you are enough, exactly as you are, exactly here, exactly now. Good night, dreamer. Sleep well, always.